Warning: the opinions, thoughts, and language expressed on this show are solely those of the individuals on the panel. They do not represent the thoughts or opinions of any employers, family or friends, corporations, sponsors, affiliates, or fake people. Please sit back and enjoy. All right. Welcome, everybody, to episode 4 of Fresh Cuts, your weekly episodic barbershop-style conversation amongst grown-ass men.
Yo, Merck's camera is ill, though.
It is. And what is he doing? Where are your hands at? Anyway, before we find out what his hands are doing, let's find out who he is. So let's find out who's on our panel this week.
What up? It's your boy, Black Stefan, Brujo Mars. We out here in the building, you know what I'm saying? Cali representing. You see the sunset, you know what I'm saying? Oh, and Boston.
What's up, everybody? It's Ali, a.k.a. Hoffa. I'm repping that BX gang all day, coming to you straight from Houston, Texas. Shout outs to my family. Love y'all. And Boston.
What up? It's your boy Steve, a.k.a. Stevie P, a.k.a. The Handsome Hater, a.k.a. Mr. You Love It, I Hate It, a.k.a. Mr. That's Trash, and more importantly, Boston.
What's going on, everyone? This is your boy Big Dave, aka Dizzle, aka Daviticus, here to let y'all know, Boston.
This is the guy you know as the MERC, Lamerck. Queen, stand up. Boston, hit subscribe and enjoy the show.
And now that you know who's on the panel, let's dive right into our fresh cuts for the week. Fresh cut number 1. The king in his new court. Golden State keeps on winning. Paul George, top 5 small forward. Dolan must sell the Knicks. Sneaking is for pussies. Use hashtag FreshCutsDS1 to comment below and join the conversation. Yo, so it's official, fellas. It is.
You're a Laker fan. Welcome to the squad. Welcome to the squad, Ali.
LeBron, baby.
Welcome to
With
the squad.
no shooters on the squad.
Welcome to the squad, Ali.
That's a LeBron team.
I told you guys.
Pretty much. Cavs was right there.
That team is still better than the Cavs.
Absolutely.
Team's still better.
I don't know. I don't know if they are.
No,
Okay.
okay.
They're definitely.
Kevin Love is better than any Laker besides LeBron.
What are you talking about? They got Brandon Ingram, Kuzma, Lonzo Ball.
Yeah, they're all young though. Ball, come on.
Yeah, and Kevin Love is on a decline.
Those are gonna get traded for chips. They want other players like Kawhi.
They're only gonna get one more.
I mean, but that still ain't
Why?
enough anyway.
But I'm saying,
But Boogie, yeah, that changed the league where I don't think anybody's going to have enough moves this offseason to keep up with Golden State. You just got to hope they either get injured or they just don't mesh well.
Nah, just give them
And that ain't going to
We'll give
happen.
them that next year. We'll give them that championship next year. We got LeBron for 3 more.
Yeah, but I don't know.
Yeah,
man.
but
No, you don't.
LeBron and who? Because the Lakers were saying they ain't going to trade anyone if they could just pick them up for free agency the following year.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. Kawhi Leonard will be a free agent next year.
but they don't really
Plus, the
need
Lakers
to.
are going to say whatever the fuck. Nobody's going to be like, oh, yeah, we're going after this dude. And
But I'm
Jack-
saying LeBron was able to take the bum-ass Cavs all the way to the finals. Why do you think him getting Ingram, Kuzma, he got KCP, he got who else he got?
I got you.
JaVale
Yeah,
McGee,
but the
Rajon
East is
Rondo.
different than the West.
You want to
Yeah,
know
but
why?
who in the West
The
is really that dominant besides the Warriors? Because Houston lost to Ariza.
Yeah, I think the Ariza
So
move.
fine.
really
So I'll
moved
give you.
Houston.
So I'll give you Warriors and Houston. Who else? Nobody really.
I think
OKC.
the whole
OKC might
West.
bounce back.
No.
Nah.
No. I think
Nah, we already see what OKC does.
the biggest loss in the West, hands down, is New Orleans because losing Rondo and Cousins in the same free agency.
Oh, yeah, I forgot we got Rondo, too.
Yeah, they went from top 4 team easily to fighting for 8th spot.
And the
what
Lakers
about
still got Julius Randle, right?
No, he got let go.
Oh,
Yeah, I think he's on the Pelicans.
Oh,
if
Did
I'm
he
not
sign with the
mistaken.
Pelicans?
I think so.
What about the Timberwolves? Timberwolves are up and coming.
man.
I don't believe in them, man. I don't know.
Yeah.
I don't know. They got talent, bro.
Cat's
They're
overrated.
probably a 5-6 seed. You hear that?
I heard
They'll make
Jimmy
well.
Butler's trying to get out of there, too.
Yep, that too.
Yeah, do you guys think Jimmy Butler is a top 5 player in the NBA?
No.
He's a top 5 small
Top
forward.
Nah.
Are you crazy?
Yeah, we had this conversation in the group chat, but top 5 small forwards. Obviously, LeBron is on a level of his own.
All right, that's
Yeah.
different.
KD.
Kevin Durant, number 2, clearly.
Wait, hold on, time out. So you're saying top 5 forwards or top 5 in
Small
general?
forward. Small forward.
Oh, okay.
Well,
all right.
at first, I said in general. And
Yeah, no
then
way.
and
No
then,
way in general.
And then I asked about small forward. I still think Paul George is a top 5 small forward. I know that's Dizzle doesn't agree with me on that.
No, I mean he's around top 5, maybe 6 or 7. I'll take Hayward over him.
Yeah, I'd take Hayward over
So
him.
I seen Jimmy Butler live. He's not overrated. Like, he's underrated, if anything. Live, he does a lot on the court. He grabs rebounds. He shoots the ball. He can drive.
Good.
He plays defense.
Yeah, no, Jimmy Butler's nice.
Like,
He's nice.
He's
I thought he said top 5 overall. There's
he
no
might
way.
be top 5.
Top 5 what?
He might be top 5.
Nah, he's not.
Small forward.
Overall?
Small forward, yeah.
Small forward, yeah, maybe. I don't know.
Small forward.
Nah,
Yeah,
that's
his
really
position,
small
not
forward.
No, Jimmy Butler, I had him at 6, but when you really look at like where his trajectory is and like he hasn't had a terrible injury like Paul George that like maybe I'll interchange them and say George is 6 and he's 5. Maybe I'll switch them. But
Paul George is kind of trash if you think about it. That injury,
He's not trash.
He's
it
not
hurt him, bro.
He's not
The Laker
trash.
fan salty because he just got. I'm just saying the injury. He's a shell of what he was, and what he was a.
No,
a
he still put
a
up
little
20 this year.
star.
he balls and he's a defensive player
He
too.
balled out last year.
Yeah.
Yeah, no, he was way better.
ball
He was
out.
way better than Melo last year. Clearly,
Right, that goes without saying. I think I had a better year.
Well, that's what I was gonna say.
is Melo trash? Is he done?
Yeah, he's trash.
Melo, the guy.
Well,
Yo.
I've been hearing the Lakers was trying to pick him up. I heard like there's been some rumors. There've been a couple rumors. Every Laker fan's like, nah, y'all better not.
He's one of the core 4, right? It's Dwayne Wade, Chris Paul, Carmelo, and LeBron. They're like best
that
men.
shit-
They're
yeah.
godbrothers and all that shit.
That
So
shit.
he-
that couldn't come to the Knicks, them jerks.
Yo, did y'all hear that Melo was supposed to team up with Braun and Wade in Miami? And Melo was like, nah, I'm going for the money.
Yeah.
Yep. That's what it was supposed to be.
It was supposed to be. He was supposed to have 3 rings down in Miami because they would have gotten a 3rd one with Melo. But
With Melo, yeah, they definitely would.
But-
They might have never
I
won.
don't know about that.
They might have never won with Melo.
Nah, they would have won.
that year that they
I'm gonna
lost
say-
to Dallas,
I-
they would have won that year.
No, they wouldn't have. Dallas got in their ass that play.
Did y'all trash? As Knicks fans, did y'all trash Melo this hard when he was a Knick?
No, I love
Yeah.
Melo.
They
Yeah, I
loved
love
him.
Melo.
I did in the beginning, and then
Y'all loved Melo and all his hats. Stop that.
I like his kicks too.
Nah, his
Listen,
kicks are trash.
So
Come on.
Knicks fans,
No,
let me
not the
tell you
first
His,
one.
his kicks are trash. All of them suck.
Yeah.
The first one, the first
All
Melo.
of them. All of them. He doesn't have one hot pair of kicks.
Who you talking about?
the
Go buy
Melo.
your
Melo.
buttermilk.
Oh yeah.
Were they Nikes? No, right? They were like Adidas. So.
They're
No,
Jordan.
they were Jordans.
They were
They're
Jordan.
still Jordans, no?
They're still Jordan. He's on the
I
Jordan.
think he's Jordan. I think he's off
Team
now.
Jordan.
Is he? I thought.
I could have sworn I heard he's off.
Nah, I don't know, but
He was the first
Actually, they just
one
came out with
signed
some whack ass 9, some brown, when he won the championship at NCAA, some like brown and
Syracuse?
gold 9s that came out.
Yeah.
They're orange.
yeah.
Here's a funny thing about
No, they're like brown.
you
It's-
Knicks
it's
fans.
whatever.
And,
It's based on that little plaque that they give you. It wasn't the jersey. It was like some brown and gold shit.
Oh, gotcha.
yeah, I don't know anything about these sneakers, but I do know this about you Knicks fans that are Melo fans at the same time. The moment he made it to New York, he was the savior. He was the savior. He was going to save
love
everything.
That was
But remember, like maybe a season and a half earlier, he showed up to the Garden and sneaked Marty Collins. I remember that punch he gave him?
Oh, and he backed up the
And
whole
ran away.
fucking court.
And
And
ran away,
Marty
and then he
Collins.
became your savior.
It's Marty
And-
Yo, so
Yeah,
y'all
but who's Marty
y'all-
Collins, right?
y'all let him punch one of y'all Knicks at Madison Square Garden, and then was like, welcome home? Y'all
Is
welcome
Marty
home.
Collins a Nick?
Yeah,
Is he
yeah,
really
about Marty
like-
Collins?
Nah.
Yeah.
Damn,
About Marty
you
Collins.
Knicks fans are cold, bro. Like he was wearing your blue and orange and got punched by a dude wearing canary yellow and blue, and you guys just like
You can't talk. You got like 7 NBA teams that you
When
like.
James Dolan is your owner, you gotta hold on to any little that you
He's
get.
got-
man.
Well, he's trying to sell though.
he's got.
I was more upset what happened with Charles Oakley than Marty Collins getting punched.
That shit.
that was
I'm not even a
bull.
Knicks fan, and I was like, that's some bullshit.
Yeah,
Yup.
that's bullshit.
Yo, what was the best fight in the NBA that you guys remember? Was it Charlie Ward, Kobe, Shaq,
Shaq Barkley.
Shaq Barkley?
Malice in the Palace.
Heat
Malice in
Knicks.
the Palace.
Van Gundy.
That's the
Gundy holding on to fucking.
That's the
Alonzo
craziest
Mourning.
fight I've ever seen.
That
So-
shit was wild.
I think that Black Stephen's point, like the most memorable fight is probably Van Gundy getting pulled by the, hanging
Yeah.
onto the
No,
morning.
Malice in the
But
Palace.
no, but that's the most violent fight I think that's
No,
ever
it's
happened.
it's the most
That's the
everything.
most
It was
I
the
was
most
Yeah,
violent.
infamous.
Yeah,
I've been forgetting that shit happened. Like
Yo,
when you
it's
asked that question, I didn't
crazy.
even think about that shit.
Yo,
But that shit
the
was
fact that it has a name should
Malice in
make
the
it all
Palace.
like already on the top.
It was, when you can
First-
call it like the Malice in the Palace and it's right below the Thriller in Manila, you know that it was a real fight.
Yo, it's hard to
Yeah.
find the video on YouTube. Like NBA tried to take that shit down crazy.
Yo, y'all ever seen the
He got out of the NBA already too.
Wow.
no,
He
what
had
about when
Ronald Jackson,
Rudy
Steven
I know this is a
Jackson,
long ass time
Oh
ago.
no, yeah, I know you're gonna say. Go ahead.
Rudy Tomjanovich when he got the
Oh yeah.
That was, but didn't he get sneaked?
No.
Wasn't
Yeah,
that
he
like?
got-
yeah, oh yeah, he
Yeah,
definitely got sneaked.
Yeah,
Yeah,
that shit wasn't
100%
cool,
got
man.
sneaked.
Yo,
But
that
that
shit,
shit-
didn't that end his career?
After that, yeah.
Definitely did.
That
It
shit was
messed up
vicious.
his eye or
Yo, if
something.
you
right?
watching this and you sneak people like that, you a pussy. First cut number 2. Shaq Diesel can't fight. NBA tip-off crew. Time for a change. The voices of baseball. The best Laker of all time is. Use hashtag FreshCutsDS2 to comment below and join the conversation. I said,
Yo, I think they said I heard that like he was leaking brain fluid or something crazy.
that's wild.
Oh,
It's
yeah.
true.
Messed up the socket, I thought, like his eye.
Yeah.
No, it messed up like the whole cranial orbital and shit.
Yo, he
Yeah.
wound up from the bench all the way to half court and hit him full strength.
Yo, that honestly, can you imagine if that would have been Jermaine O'Neal with that slide he did at the Malice?
Oh my
Oh.
Tomjanovich,
Oh,
like,
you know who almost got killed like that? Shaq. When Shaq threw a punch at Brad Miller when he was on the Kings,
oh, the shoulder.
and he barely missed. Oh my!
Yo, he broke his shoulder.
Yo, Shaq
broke
was like
Brad
the
Miller's
worst
shoulder.
fighter ever in the league, bro. Shaq had to be like
First
the
of
worst
all,
fighter in the league. Shaq and
most
Kobe gotta be the
athletes-
worst fighters.
Yeah,
ever.
Shaq got no
All the
hand.
worst fighters in the
Yo,
league.
you got-
Most athletes.
I'm gonna just
fighting.
nod and I'm not gonna say nothing.
Yeah, I'm not saying nothing.
If
About
Shaq rolls up on the I'm not throwing hands with him. Listen, Shaq, what up, God? You know what I'm saying? Like the rest of these dudes, I don't know. I don't know them.
Wow.
Yeah,
Like
listen.
that?
The dude,
Wow.
Hold up. So if
the dude is 7 feet tall, called Shaq Diesel, has a police badge, and he be in every city.
and he does MMA.
if Shaq smacks your mama though,
And
I mean, what she do to
and
me?
he does every commercial. He's Ben Gay.
And he got the Bengay
He's
for
Mr.
recovery.
Icy Hot now.
And he got the freaking the
Oh,
general
man.
insurance on his back, son. He covered, son. All them commercials.
General don't want
Ali's trying to get us set up.
Oh hell yeah! I'm trying to be on NBA tip off, like like have this show be like the quick 10
Yo,
minutes.
can we talk about that? I think it's time they got to switch up the host on NBA on
Really?
TV.
No, hell no. What are you
you gotta
talking
get
about?
rid of
Who would you take?
Barkley gotta get the fuck up out of here.
Keep Ernie, and bring in 3 new players, man.
Why?
Oh.
Yeah.
What are you
I think
talking
the,
about?
I think the infusion
They're
of
washed.
no, but the infusion of Reggie Miller and
No, trash. No,
and
trash.
KG has brought different perspectives.
No,
So it's
KG
like,
KG 's
Oh,
trash.
Reggie
KG 's
Miller
trash.
is the worst color
Reggie Miller's trash.
in the history.
You know who's trash on
No.
TV? Paul Pierce, though.
Yeah.
Paul
Paul
Pierce
Pierce
is on
trash.
the
You
worst.
know why? You know why I like
Paul
Paul
Pierce
Pierce trash?
straight
period.
trash.
Well, Paul Pierce is a hater though. That's why it's kind of funny.
Yeah, but he's
Nah,
terrible.
it's trash. It's trash. The
Chris
worst
Webber-
one
Chris
is Chris
Webber's
Webber.
trash.
Chris
Chris
Webber.
Webber's
Oh, Chris
Yeah.
Webber is worse than Reggie Miller.
Trash.
Chris Webber
Yes,
sounds like he's
100%.
smiling when he talks. This is annoying. He'd be like, man, I know that guy so well. He's great, man. He can shoot. Like he just sounds happy for no reason. Like call the
No,
game.
what's Luke's dad? What's Luke's daddy's name?
Bill.
Bill?
Bill
Don't hate
Throw
me.
it down, big
Yo,
man.
I hate hearing this nigga on fucking.
Yo,
shit.
is
I hate hearing this nigga.
Is Marv Albert the best announcer you guys have heard NBA?
For NBA.
I
Yeah.
like Bob Costas.
Yeah.
Bob Costas is good.
Bob
NBA.
Bob Costas.
NBA.
Bob Costas might be the best announcer at anything ever. Like, cause he did the Olympics.
Period.
He did football. He did basketball.
He
He's
does
done
horse
baseball.
racing.
Best one, the best NBA guy right now is Mike Breen, and I don't even like him like that. But
Who's that?
He's the
Mike
Nick.
Breen.
He's the Mike Breen. The Nick
did the
announcer
finals.
too.
Yo, this is wild regional, but Chick Hearn, when he was alive in LA, Laker games during Showtime, there was nothing better than that.
God,
Nothing better
let it
than
go. Lakers
Sorry,
ain't back
bro.
yet.
No, it's not even about
but it's
him being
true.
a Laker. It's
True.
Chick Hearn himself.
Right.
Chick Hearn was that nigga, man.
But Los Angeles is a city that had some amazing announcers. I mean, look at
Vince
the Dodgers.
Scully.
Scully,
That's
Yeah.
like you.
Nah, fuck
Bob
Vince Scully.
Shepard?
He said some wild.
Rest in peace, Bob Shepard,
Bob Shepard, definitely.
the voice of the Yankees forever.
What's your beef with Vince Scully?
Trash.
Oh, he said some shit against Black Lives Matter. I was like, nigga, you had no reason to even come up off that opinion.
He's like 90-something years old. What do you expect?
He's canceled. I don't care. Shit, he's still canceled.
Old slaves.
Fuck that nigga.
Exactly. I think
bastard.
Vince Scully definitely owned the plantation. I'm gonna put a disclaimer.
Oh, 100%.
That's not true. That's not factual. But
No, he probably owns one in DR, low key.
oh,
Let's talk about it. Let's talk about it.
son, he got right outside the Dodgers mini camp. You know the one where they recruit 5-year-olds. He got his plantation right next to it.
Right in Chavez Ravine and shit.
Oh my.
Ali, 59-20.
59-20. What's that?
Take that out. This whole part.
Yeah, no, I think there's been a lot of legendary voices, but the ones that we named for sure. But let me ask you guys this, because I know
And Michael K too.
Yeah, I like Michael.
No, I think
Y'all bugging with that. I
John
gotta step in
Sterling.
on that.
Nah, John Sterling is.
John Sterling is more of a legendary voice.
Well,
than
John Sterling's known for his calls, but have you ever listened to a game John Sterling calls?
Yeah.
You're
Yo,
lost.
him and Susan Waldman.
Susan
Blind,
Waldman does her thing, yo.
Yeah.
Listen, I give Susan her baseball IQ. I give it up to her, but she's trash. She's trash. She's a Yankee writer. All she does is get hype.
Yeah, I mean,
everybody who
Clemens-
works for every baseball team does the same thing.
Yeah.
I've never met somebody who like.
I mean, all I'm saying,
Did we lose Rob?
I don't like Michael K.
Oh.
That's all.
Okay.
Me personally.
Moral of the story.
I
I don't like Michael
I
King.
let you talk.
No, but here's the thing, guys.
I
So-
let you talk. You stop.
I appreciate that. Thank you. Chivalry is not dead, ladies and gentlemen. Do you guys think that LeBron's decision has somehow impacted his legacy beyond anything that happened in that Golden State series?
Nah, his legacy, he can't fuck it up. He does too much on the court to fuck it up. Like the numbers he put, I mean, what more can you expect from him?
I don't know.
I think people are gonna look at like the fact that he lost so many championships, like the fact that he lost so many finals and got swept in this last one. That's I think it's over for him. Like in all seriousness, being like the GOAT, that GOAT conversation is, I think it's dead.
I don't think it's dead.
Yeah.
So I just want to ask.
I go back to my point when we had the original LeBron versus Jordan debate. Like by the time he retires, his numbers are going to be so crazy. Like people are going to forget like all the losses and all that stuff. Like who even looks at like all the losses now? Like we don't know how many times Oscar Robertson lost and all these old people. Like we just look at the stats and like how many rings they got and all the MVPs and all that stuff. And that's how you judge the GOAT now. Because people always seem to forget Kareem, and he has the craziest like resume, and nobody ever brings him up.
Yeah.
People still think Kobe's the best Laker. Kobe's not the best Laker.
What was the best Laker then?
It's
Kareem.
Kareem. It is Kareem. I actually went back and started looking at some of the statistics.
His resume is crazy.
His resume is crazy. But I don't want to cut Rob off.
But with the Lakers, all of that was not with the Lakers.
No, he did something in Milwaukee. But
he had great Laker moments, don't get me wrong. And definitely Kareem is up there. I don't think
you don't see him as a career Laker. That's right.
Having been young and like watching Showtime, like every era of Lakers since the 80s. I'm sorry, Kareem's not the greatest Laker.
Yeah,
To me, Magic's more of a Laker than Kareem ever is.
I put Magic.
I feel like that's an argument. Like I feel like that's a valid argument. I feel like any argument between Kobe and Magic is like a good one, and like I can fall on either side of that.
You don't put Jerry West up there?
Yeah.
As greatest Laker
The logo.
ever. The logo, I mean, I think it's probably because it wasn't my era.
Yeah.
So like I can't really call it like that, but
Yeah, that's a good point because if you ain't grow up watching these dudes, it's hard to really assess their greatness.
100%.
Because
It's just like what we talk about with music. Like you attach memories to like the fucking big games and shit, right? So it's like, yo, I know where I was, I know what I was drinking, who I was with, and so all of that like adds into why I think like Magic and Kobe are like those niggas. But like, if I lived back in like those days, like maybe I would think differently about Kareem. But
let me ask y'all Kobe lovers a question. Like, what about him do y'all love so much? Because he had a lot of bad moments in the playoffs.
You're right.
He asked for a trade.
Right.
When y'all sucked, he asked for a trade. And the only reason he stayed was because the NBA rigged it, and y'all got Paul Gasol for nothing.
Nah, if anybody got rigged, we got fucking Chris Paul shit.
The Chris Paul trade. All right, I'll give you that.
Yeah, that was messed up.
I'll give you that.
But I just, you know what it is? Like, and I can only speak for myself, but I feel like in conversations I've had with other Laker fans, I feel like it's his attitude, his approach to the game that like really meant more to us than anything else. Because I feel like we never like Magic. Yeah, Magic was dope and all that other shit, but like the sheer will to win and shit. Like Kobe had that shit in spades, and like I feel like that's the reason why a lot of niggas will lean towards Kobe is just because they like his attitude towards the game, the way he approached.
But towards the game, not towards the city he played for, because it seems like there was a couple times that he would have been out the door if things would have went.
Yeah, he was almost a bull.
That was with Shaq.
Chicago.
First of all, let's be real. Both Kobe and Shaq are the dumbest idiots in the world because if they stayed together, they would have been the greatest duo of all time in any
100%.
sport.
Fresh cut number 3. The best sports duo of all time. Merck needs better equipment. Racist team names in sports. Everyone wants to be a superstar. NBA Billionaires Club. Use hashtag FreshCutsDS3 to comment below and join the conversation.
Won so many rings.
100%.
It would have passed Jordan easily with the ring
Wait,
count.
you think better than
Second,
DiMaggio and Mantle?
Kobe, yes, I do. Because think about the titles. How many titles did DiMaggio and Mantle make?
Wait,
DiMaggio was older.
What's the statement? What are you saying?
Older.
The best duo in any sport.
Yeah, that if Shaq and Kobe would have stayed together, they would have won.
Jordan and Pippen's better than them. What are you talking about?
No, but he's saying if Shaq and Kobe would have stayed together.
Well, why are we having the argument if they didn't?
Well,
So what's the point of having the argument if they would have stayed together? We know Pippen and Jordan stayed together, and they won every time they were together.
We're talking about the potential of the dominance they could have had if they together. Listen to the point.
Well, I can't because you're breaking up and freezing. I can't really get the point.
Oh, he said 6-1.
Oh, we're gonna take jabs like that.
Nice.
All right. We're gonna take jabs. I got you. What's 2 plus 2?
And for those people watching who don't understand that joke,
2 plus 2 means shut up.
I'm saying, but it's a whack argument. You're saying the potential of two people, like how can you even judge that?
I mean, it's all speculation.
Yeah,
but, I mean, it's hard to believe. Like, you just got to think, like, who would have beat them niggas? Like, honestly,
Detroit.
Honestly,
Detroit beat them. What are you talking about?
The Kings should have beat them.
No, but Detroit beat the whack version with Gary Payton and Karl Malone.
Gary Payton,
the old version of them. They had no supporting cast.
I don't understand what y'all saying.
They had Karl Malone.
Gary Payton.
Basically, the point is that Kobe's the greatest Laker because he stayed with the team, and the killer instinct is why he's the greatest Laker. Closest thing we've ever had to Jordan's killer instinct is Kobe. Not LeBron. Is Kobe.
It's weird because to me, when I hear that, it's like, yo, the desire and the instinct to win is what makes him the greatest and blah, 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 right? I hear that. But here's where I struggle because the same argument is used against LeBron. LeBron's desire to win has led him to 4 different teams in the last, 16 years. And all I hear is he shows no loyalty to a team. He doesn't love his city. He turns his back on his fans. But his desire to win is that big that he will do whatever it takes to join a team that will make sure it gives him the best opportunity to win. And we look at that as a bad thing. We look at that as a bad thing for him, but Kobe is like, well, he stayed with the Lakers. No, he didn't. he was forced to stay with
It's
them.
not a bad thing. It's a cheat code. That's what it is. It's up, up, down, down, left, right, BA, select, start. Let me get on another team. And that shit feels weird. Like, coming from the era that I come from, that shit just feels weird. I get the whole argument about, like, yo, get your money and da-da-da-da-da. I get that. I 100% get that. I'll never knock a nigga for that.
Yep.
But, yo, I feel like it's definitely a generational thing. Like, we come from the generation of, like, you have a team, you stick with your team. You don't follow, like, different players. And you might have other players you like, but you still root for your team. Like,
So here's the deal.
Not Ali.
Not
Ali
me.
has players, not teams.
I had a team.
In basketball.
In basketball, I follow one player, and wherever he goes, I go. And to bring it full circle, the Lakers situation was interesting to me because the Lakers are one of those organizations that I'm like, I don't know if I really can support them. Not because they don't do great things, but because, yeah, pretty much. It's like, I'm not going to lie. I'm a Yankees fan, and all of us that are Yankees fans here and around the world know that there's a set of, like, hate that comes with just being a good organization and winning. And I love it. I love it as a Yankee fan. And I think as a Laker fan, I'm like, well, I'm not a Laker fan, but as people who are Lakers fans, I have that kind of like hate towards them that they've had.
I think it's different. But I think it's different. I think it's different when you're not of the city. Like, I think people hate on like Dallas fans and Yankee fans when they're not from Dallas or New York. That's the whole thing. Like, if you're from New York and you happen to be a Yankee fan, I don't really see how you can hate on that. Like, we're from the city.
Yo, New York don't have a football team. So I go for the Cowboys.
Here we go.
Shut up.
Here we go.
Oh boy.
Yo, where they play though? Where they play?
If you're in New York, you got to pick a team. So it's one or the other.
A New York team.
Yeah, not a Jersey team. Not a fraud New York team.
I just skipped over the state of Jersey and went straight to Pennsylvania. I'm an Eagles fan in football, so
just mute the Cowboy fan. He doesn't even deserve to say it.
Yeah.
I'm not Steve, you're a Cowboys fan?
No,
I'm a Cowboys fan.
Oh, this is a Cowboys fan. Okay. I mean, I would have saluted you 6 months ago.
Yo, if
I didn't even catch that.
Stevie P would let go of that ugly Jets fanhood and became a Washington Redskins fan, we'd have the whole NFC East covered right here.
Nobody.
Nobody's a yo. Are you guys okay? Let me ask you guys this, and maybe this.
Well, that name is problematic.
Yeah. I was gonna say, let me ask you guys this question: how do you feel about the team not changing their name still at this point with all the kind of pressures that society's giving them to do that?
They should change it.
Yeah, they should. I mean,
they should have been changed.
They should have been changed it.
All right,
they should have changed it on just a business standpoint.
Yep,
they're losing a lot of money
just on like more on moral grounds. Like, it's
just out of respect, yo.
I mean, they've had that name forever.
The Atlanta Braves. I know you guys remember the '90s. They used to do the tomahawk chop. Remember that nonsense? And I think it went away because of that. Yeah, and then like the Cleveland Indians are the other team where people are like, yo, the name is kind of crazy. You got a redskin mascot.
They're giving up the logo too.
Yeah, they should. I mean, first of all, they're not called Indians. They're not called Indians. So.
Well, they can't give. Apparently, they can't give it up completely because then someone could steal it. But they're not going to use it after this year.
Whoever wants to use it, let them use it because they should get banned from whatever they're doing too, man. Like honestly,
they'll make money off
that. Y'all seen that? What's that shirt? This is a couple years ago. Bomani Jones had the
Caucasian shirt.
Yeah, bro, that shit was fire. I actually need to get a couple of those.
I never. What was the shirt?
It's like the Cleveland Indians logo, but it's a white dude, so it's like all white. And under it, in the cursive script, it says the Caucasians. So it's just a play on the Indians instead of the Indians. It's the Caucasians.
But they're actually Caucasians. The Native Americans aren't Indians. That's the problem.
Well, that's another one of the problems. But white people got pissed off at that nigga for that shit.
Well, I mean,
where did he have this shirt on the new show, the High Noon, whatever?
This is like a year or 2 years ago.
Yeah. And he was just a contributor, and he said like he wasn't expecting it. That's why he didn't have a collared shirt. And they were like, yeah, just run it. So they got behind the camera and they put it on. People started tweeting about it, and then like white America like lost their shit. Well, middle America lost their shit.
Makes sense. Well, why wouldn't they, right? It's like you have to be in an uproar. I think in the last episode, Stephen, you said, why is it that whenever something's offensive to white people, we make such a big deal out of it. But when it's offensive to someone else, it's like, yeah, we're too sensitive.
No, no, snowflake.
Yeah, I mean, I think about it, and I don't think of any other team where the names
is that problematic.
That the team is named after either a culture or a type of person. It's
Yankees.
always
Yankees.
Well,
like that's the argument. If you ever meet like Washington Redskins fans, that's the argument they'll give you. They'll be like, "Well, Yankee, if you really look it up, it means like an American person. It's not like it's a slur." And blah. I'm like, "Come on, son. Yankee and Redskin, are we really comparing that shit?"
Yeah, but they can't tell us what a Redskin means. like a Redskin is a racist way of calling a Native American person. That's
100%.
There's no. But I think honestly, for real, a lot of the outrage is on the internet. No one I know, hear, or see talks about this shit in real life. I'm talking about nobody. Nobody at work, nobody on the train,
nobody you know has listened to Black Republican since like 2005 either. So I don't know.
When have you ever heard that in a club?
I feel like you don't go outside.
In a barbecue.
You said that last week.
I've never heard this. I've never heard this song in a club.
This nigga
When was the last time you were in a club?
I don't know. I know they're not playing this shit.
No,
yeah, honestly, if I was in the club and they played Black Republicans, I would leave.
It's not a club song. It's not a club song. Come on. That's not a club song.
It's not a car song either because I don't hear it in no cars.
Nigga, you ain't been in my car ever.
We've been to clubs that played way worse than Black Republicans and you didn't leave. So that sounds crazy to me that you would.
I like the song.
No, but you know why? So to Steve's point about like people only talk about stuff when it matters to them, and then we'll get back to sports here. I'm just going to reference it to something that I think is very similar. For example, right? Police brutality, right? It's a big issue all the time, but we really don't talk about it until something happens. And the same thing is with the Redskins topic. So the people around us aren't talking about it because it's not football season and some other people aren't making an outrage of it. The moment it becomes a social topic again because there's a group that's outraged by it, then people start discussing it again. And I think that's why it doesn't change, right? Because it's like, yo, if it's not football season, nobody really cares about it. If we really do care about it, you boycott the team like beyond belief. Now, none of us here care about the Redskins, so therefore, listen, if they or the team from Washington, as I've heard called,
relevant.
Let them keep doing what they're doing. You know what I mean? They're losers.
But isn't that basically what like the word trending comes from? And that's what all comes from money because news and media will put forth the Redskins debate during football season because more people will be clicking on it and being like, "Oh, it's football season. Let me get this."
Clickbait.
Police brutality. Yeah. We only talk about it when something happens, but something's always happening. Like every month and a half, it seems somebody else gets shot in the back.
Yeah, I mean, they only talk about it if it makes a good story, if it's gonna get those clicks. Otherwise, they don't mention it. Yeah.
So I think all in all, we'll definitely can talk about police brutality a little bit here in our next segment, but for sure, I think this NBA free agency weekend has been like probably the best to start off NBA free agency that we've seen in a long time, if not ever. I mean, it was fast and furious. What do you guys think? All right, one more question about LeBron. It's not LeBron-centric questions. It's just interesting because of the way things happen. What do you guys think about him making the decision to join the Lakers the very first day of free agency? Like, it wasn't even.
I like it.
It wasn't even like he waited a couple days, heard some pitches. It felt like he kind of knew already.
So,
right?
Yeah, I mean,
one of you guys said this.
At least a year ago, he made it.
I've been here.
Why wait?
He wanted to know. He wanted to go there from the beginning. The thing is, I heard he had no relationship with the Lakers at all, other than like seeing them and saying hi. He went to see Magic and just have a one-on-one with him, make sure this is what we're doing, and this is why I want to come to you. Make sure they're legit. That means either he hated Dan Gilbert so much that he didn't care what the hell about Cleveland. He was leaving no matter what. And he didn't care about – it's not about money to him because he could have got a max contract anywhere.
Well, it's not about NBA money then.
Yeah. And that's what LeBron's always been. His brand has always been number one. That's one thing you always got to give it up to LeBron. He's a smart businessman in regards to that.
His team is crazy, man.
So
even the way he did that whole shit, I respect the fuck out of that. the whole way. He put his boys through college. Like they all came up together. Like they was like, yo, we about to be all like just keep that shit circle. Like a lot of people don't do that. A lot of people don't think like that. Everybody want to be a superstar in their own right and shit. And like these niggas stuck to the plan and look like Maverick Carter. He got like a completely apart from LeBron. He's like his own force. You know what I'm saying? Mm-hmm. It's like, yo, I feel like this is like a lesson in like, yo, when you have that kind of talent, like, yo, you need to put your boys on. None of this, like, I'm just bringing niggas from the hood to come kick it. Like, I'm putting niggas on. Like,
you got to identify good talent too. By the way, go ahead, Steve.
But another thing though, like, LeBron brings a lot to a franchise/city. Like when LeBron comes to a team, everything changes. The economy gets better. Like you can't put like money value on that. Like he brings a lot. So like,
so you're saying he's like the Donald Trump of the NBA, right?
No, that's not what I said.
He changes the economy on site, right? Like, that's what he does.
Well, Cleveland's a third world country again.
I cut you off. Go ahead, Steve.
No, I'm just saying that. Like I've been hearing he's been going to LA for like the same thing, like Steve said, for like a year and a half now. And a lot of it, they were saying it was because like that was going to be after basketball. That was going to be like his next life step. Like he was going to plant his roots in LA. Like I think his the sports agency or whatever it is that he has is based in LA. His son is supposedly like really good at basketball and like one of the best schools in the country is in LA.
He is nice.
And he wanted to learn under like Magic because Magic is probably the most successful former NBA player as a businessman. So he wanted to like
he's a billionaire, and I think Jordan is too, right?
They're both billionaires.
Yeah.
Right. Yeah, but Magic was more like on business moves. Jordan was just on his name.
Yeah,
he was on Nike.
That makes sense.
Yeah.
So here's something that Rob said that really kind of made me go, well, this is something we could talk about real quick.
Oh, Jordan invested in prisons, mad prisons too.
Oh no, private prisons. Yeah, and this is who you guys consider the great. All right, fuck that.
No,
basketball.
Strictly basketball.
Nah, man, fuck that. He gambled. LeBron on his wife, invested in prisons, and now he's the greatest of all time.
You can't take off the court stuff and put it on their basketball career, which is home.
Sure, you can.
Fresh cut number 4. Fans versus owners. Demand more. Knicks and Raiders fan. Loyalty. Boogie Cousins a cheap rental? Who's the best team in the East? LeBronto? Use hashtag FreshCutsDS4 to comment below and join the conversation.
Sure you can.
No, you can't. You talk about the greatest. You're not talking about the greatest charitable person.
Decision, and it's still held against LeBron. That was an off-the-court decision.
I don't hold it against them.
Well, a lot of people do. But here's the thing. All right.
I do.
Because you hate it.
Rob said something that really like made my ears peak up and go, well, we got to talk about this real fast. His relationship with Dan Gilbert, right? I think that there's a propensity more recently in sports to see that there are owners who are just clearly bad for their teams, do things that don't help the team win, drive players away. Their fans even know it. So we can say Dolan. In some cases, we'll say Jerry Jones. We'll say, even what was Sterling, Donald Sterling for the Clippers, right? At least he got pushed out, right? Like, the Carolina owner. Like, there's so many people. Why? Like, I think now we're starting to see a little bit of it. But these billionaire owners and their fans, like their fandom, why is that we don't see more like people going after their owners saying, yo, this guy's got to go. This guy's got to go.
There's nothing you could do. They own the team. It's a privately owned team.
But why don't people just say,
I feel like
go ahead.
I'm just agreeing with you. I just feel like people aren't as vocal about – I don't think people are as vocal about ownership as they are about players. Like, people are way more vocal when it comes to the players and nowhere near as vocal when it comes to – like, look, James Dolan should have been out of New York. Like,
how can you force the owner out? He literally owns the team. There's nothing you can do as a fan.
You don't support the team. Remember, there's a board of directors that you have to report to even as the owner. And if profits are looking bad because fanship has
I don't know if it works like that for sports teams. I think he's like I think Dolan is the sole owner of the Knicks and MSG. Like, I don't think anybody
and the Rangers.
Yeah,
and the Rangers. Like, how can nobody can force him out?
So he's one of like
If nobody showed up,
So how they forced out Sterling?
If nobody showed up, he would sell the fuck out of that team real quick.
They bought him out. They forced Sterling out because also the NBA.
Yeah, it was the other owner.
Yeah, but that's what I'm saying. Like, if you're bad for the league can actually ask you to.
Well, remember, Dolan's not bad for the league. The Knicks are the
Knicks not being in good shape is bad for the league.
Right, but business-wise, the Knicks are worth the most money in the NBA.
Because the fans keep pumping money into the mechanism. That's what I'm saying.
No, it's completely random. It has nothing to do with James Dolan.
Dolan's not writing checks out of his pockets to the NBA.
Hell yeah.
You guys are.
Yeah. For real, like honestly, I used to always tell my boys, I was like, if you ever when you looking to get married, like even my homegirls too, I'm like, yo, marry either a Knicks fan or a Raiders fan because they're the most loyal people in the world. Like, yo, y'all motherfuckers still go to games, still all that shit. Like, I don't understand it. I don't understand. My team is trash. I'm not watching, dog. Like, I'm not fucking with y'all.
Are Raiders fans still loyal now?
Oh, because they're going
to Vegas.
They're going to Vegas.
Don't matter. People in Oakland are a little upset, but everybody in Southern California, remember, they got a huge Southern California.
Raider Nation is pretty huge, man. They don't.
I know. Nation, yeah.
I think fandom and depression / frustration go hand in hand.
Oh, 100%.
Like the fact that you're there when your team sucks and you finally get to win, hopefully in your lifetime. That's what makes it so sweet. Like,
look at Boston. Like the Red Sox, they wore that shit like a badge of honor. But
the Red Sox, like, it wasn't like they never made it to the World Series from 1908. They didn't win one until 2004, but they went to several. And their owner and GMs actually spent time investing in the team, and they had some really good teams. And I'm not saying that the Knicks haven't had good teams. I mean, the last time they went to the NBA Finals was 1999, was it? Yeah, the shortened season, right? That's a while, and this is New York. Right? Exactly, this is New York. I think the Brooklyn Nets went in 2004. Was it when they were in Jersey with Jason?
They were in Brooklyn. They were in New Jersey.
Yeah, Jersey, the Jersey Nets. And here's the thing: to me, it's whether or not the owner is investing in the team the way that the fans can get behind. And I think you guys yourselves, and there's Knicks fans here in this room. Tell me if I'm lying. Even on draft day, you guys feel like some of the decisions that have been made are suspect. Like the signings are suspect. And that to me means that you don't think that there's like a 5-year outlook where we'll be back at the NBA Finals 3 years.
But recently, what has James Dolan done?
Nothing. That's what I'm saying.
Back. I mean,
he's on tour. He's on tour with his band.
But Knicks fans always said, yo, he's doing too much. Then he lets Phil control everything. Phil fucks it up. And here we are.
Y'all should have been done with him after that fucking that Charles Oakley shit. Y'all should have been done. Y'all should have been done with James.
I've never liked James Dolan, but that doesn't mean anything. He's not gonna leave because I don't like him or because we don't like him. Nobody likes him.
It's not just you. It's a group of people. It's a large group. Yeah, it's a large group of people.
Honestly, I don't know. I don't think that's gonna do anything. Nobody in New York likes James Dolan.
It's the fact that nobody in New York is gonna stop going to games. That's what it is.
Let's put it like this. You own your house right now, or you're going to own it soon, at some point in the next 15 to 20 years. I don't know when that's going to happen. But the city can still kick you out if they feel that you're a bad person. If a lot of people in your community start writing letters and they stop supporting you and they're like...
City can't kick out MSG. They have some crazy...
No, I'm not talking about MSG. I'm talking about you, right? Like you own your house, but you'll eventually be forced to sell it if your community doesn't want it.
The only team that can kick out the owner and shit is the Green Bay Packers because they're like the fans are like part owners.
They're publicly owned.
Nobody can kick out any owner of any NBA.
So why is it? So why are we asking for that?
The only reason why these like owners sell is because the team is losing money. The Knicks are not losing money. They're not going to lose money anytime soon. Because the contract on MSG is crazy. He owns MSG.
That's not why, though. Y'all
and Cablevision.
And Cablevision every game. You tune in every game. What would happen if y'all stopped tuning in, though? If every Knicks fan was like, I'm not watching.
You cannot believe that the Knicks would not do anything if, let's just say 50%, not even 80, not 90. Let's not be wild. 50% of the fan viewership just disappeared at the start of next season. You don't think that the Knicks will be making some sort of move in their back office?
Yeah, but you still got to stick with your team whether they suck or not, though. You can't just stop supporting.
No, but
I mean,
but
if y'all,
a team
suck from
that sucks,
circumstance is one thing. If you suck because you're making wrong decisions every
that's
step
a
of the way,
strategic
that's a
suck.
different story.
To me.
Yeah,
That's
yeah.
not.
Nah,
But
You
But
think
real
Johnson and Johnson is gonna sell his company because some people don't like fucking the baby powder anymore?
If people
He
stop selling
when they said that it was about
lying,
that it
He's
caused
not,
cancer.
he's
in women.
not gonna sell the company, or Kraft. Kraft is not gonna sell the company because people start boycotting. He might fire the CEO, or he might fire some high up executives, or they might come up with some new advertising.
All those companies have C-suite executives, and they have board of directors, and then they have owners. So it's a group. It's called the checks and balances system.
Yeah, that guy is never gonna come out the top. Dolan is nobody can force Dolan to sell. It's only if he wants
So-
to.
You can't.
Look
You know
what
what,
happened here in
Steve?
LA.
Stevie P, look at the camera right now and tell James Dolan to sell the team. Maybe he's waiting for you to say it. Just say
Go
it.
ahead, Steve.
Just say it, Steve.
I hate James Dolan.
Tell him to sell the truth. Tell him to sell the team.
Yo,
Tell him right now.
He won't.
on the count
No,
of three.
he-
On the
That's
count
why he's
of
on
three.
tour 360 days out of the year. He's never
Nick
even
fan
in New York.
mentality. That's Nick fan
On the
mentality.
count of three, we should all just say James Dolan sell the team. 1,
I need you to Nick.
3. James
James
Dolan
Dolan,
sell the team.
sell the team.
So
All right.
I'm
But
a
there's rumors he's trying to sell the team. Though. There are rumors.
I'm a Met
Yeah,
and Nick
I did hear
fan,
that
and I
rumor.
want both owners to sell the team, and they're
Oh,
not.
Fred Wilpon needs to go. He's
So,
worse than
and-
Nolan.
They're not going to sell the team because one, like Diddy said, they make money. It's the New York market. You can be the worst team in the league, you're still going to make money.
Steinbrenner
Look at-
would never sell the Yankees. They're
look
not
at
selling
Miami.
the team.
Yeah,
Look
but
at Miami.
they win.
Miami.
Oh, yeah, real quick. Yo, Rob, as a fan of both, who you rather have out, Dolan or Wilpon?
Dolan.
Both.
Dolan.
Both.
The Mets went to the finals 2 years ago.
I mean, I'm just saying. And look where we are now. It was just 2 years ago, and look where we are now.
Listen,
Yo,
man,
Rob.
I don't know.
I'll tell you this
Contract.
much. If the Mets won a World Series, I would cry like a little baby. If the Knicks won the chip, I'd be happy, but I'm not crying like I would if the Mets won.
Really?
I'm being honest.
Oh, so you're a bigger baseball fan.
I mean,
Well,
baseball is the
the
first.
Queens. Like
The Queens, you know?
it's the connection to your city. Listen,
It's
it's different.
New York is a baseball town. In its
Yeah.
essence, it's still a baseball town.
Well, that's
Yankees-
because they don't have a football team there, and the basketball team.
That's right.
Shut your mouth with your
True
football.
story.
You don't even have a football team in the city you live that you like.
Wait,
That's
no,
the way
I
the
have
Texans.
I have the Texans here.
That you like.
Oh yeah, no, that I like. I mean, I
Yeah,
guess
I
one of
like-
the high school teams.
Ali has the most sports teams out of anyone. He has like 25 favorite sports.
I do not. I actually have the least out of anybody I know. I only have 2. I'm a Yankees fan and an Eagles fan. Everything else, I only follow players. That's it.
And you're a
So,
Laker fan.
I'm a
Now
LeBron.
he's a Laker
You're a
fan.
Laker fan now. You're a Laker fan now.
Laker fan, Houston Astros fan, a
No,
Texans
when the hell
fan.
did I become an Astros fan or Texans? I told you I live in this city
Went to like 20 games.
because they played the Yankees. What do you want?
How
So,
convenient.
quick question. Go bringing it back to the basketball LeBron talk.
Yeah.
So LeBron goes to the Lakers. Everyone's like, "Oh crap! Oh shit! Lakers are going to compete." Once Boogie signs, is anyone beating Golden State?
They weren't beating them before.
So
Yeah, no.
I agree.
Nobody's beating Golden State next
I
year.
honestly believe that Golden State was still better before the Boogie trade.
Yep.
I think
Yes,
that Stephen A.
agreed.
Smith, as much as I disagree with that guy, I really do disagree with Stephen A. Smith a lot. I think he's done a lot of like just things to set us back like 40, 50 years in this country. but that's besides the point.
By telling people to stay off the weed.
Yeah, like he's got that angry black man syndrome that people are like, yeah, that's what I expect him to look like and be like. Like that's not us. He did say a good point. I think
Then
one,
he kicks it with like Sean Hannity and shit on the weekend. So
Sean Hannity.
Yeah.
Listen, so he did say the Achilles injury that Boogie Cousins had is one that takes a long time to heal from.
They'll be back
By the ti-
mid-season.
And by the time he gets back, he's still got to shake the rust off and get used to the system of play. I mean, it might not be beneficial until the playoffs for him to actually be.
that's
I actually
Secondly,
think that's
that's what it
good
is.
look for Cousins.
Secondly, this is a guy who's had a history of issues with coaches and been a player that people have had a problem keeping within like the happy bubble. And the fact that he signed a 1-year deal tells me he's a rental. He knows it. He's telling
he's definitely a rental.
But he's telling the team that as well.
It's a cheap rental. So all the stuff you're saying, even if those things are true and come to be this season, they're only paying 5 point something mil. They'll take that money.
But this is a team that's never had to deal with like internal strife and nonsense that people talk about.
I don't think he's going to be that bad because he's going to take it easy. Yeah, he doesn't have to work too hard because he got killers on his team.
Yeah.
So he's just trying to get the ring, show teams he's healthy, show teams he could ball, and then sign a next contract somewhere else next year.
Who's winning the East? I want to hear that.
Celtics.
Boston.
Is Kyrie healthy?
Doesn't matter.
Is Kyrie a Celtic at the start of the season?
No, it doesn't. LeBron's not in the East anymore. There's nobody in the East that can compete with them.
It matters.
I think the Raptors. I think the Celtics will win, but I think the Raptors will be pushing them again. It's like they didn't blow up their team. They're gonna be all right.
What are you talking about? The Celtics without Kyrie and Hayward took LeBron to 7 games. LeBron left. There's nobody in the East that can match up with him.
The Raptors couldn't get past LeBron.
The Raptors are trash, man.
Yeah, the Raptors are done.
Trash. They got no heart. They're trash.
Yeah.
Listen,
LeBronto.
I don't believe in him.
LeBronto. Something to worry about. All right, folks. Thanks for joining us this week. We had a lot of fun talking to you guys about all this stuff. As always, hit like, hit subscribe, share on your networks, comment below. Let us know what you're thinking. This was Fresh Cuts episode 4. I'm Ali, a.k.a. Hoffa, joined by, all the way from Cali to my left,
Black Stefan, Brujo Mars in the building.
From upstate New York to my right,
Stevie P.
All the way from Queens down to my bottom right here.
The MRC, the Merc.
Yes, sir. And from, is it Long Island or LES? What you repping now?
Nah, LES, baby. Big Dave, a.k.a. Dizzle.
Thank you. And that's this is our show. We appreciate you guys. We'll see you next week.